Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dicks.
If you're gonna be a pedophile, at least be honest.
Yeah. Honestly, yes.
Mhm. Yeah, really. I mean, we talk a lot on this podcast about taking down the pedophile elite.
But if they just came and said, "All right, we're sorry," I'd be like, "That's all you had to do?
yeah,
That's all you had to say?"
like, or if it was just like the purge, like if we limited it to like one day a year, and we know when it's happening, and I can protect my own kids and stuff, and
Oh, I misunderstood what you were saying. I thought you were saying there was a day out of every year where we were all going to kill the pedophile. No. This is a purge. This is for the pedophiles.
it's for them.
for them to just get it out of their system.
What are we gonna just? What? They're just gonna not fuck kids at all, Nick? Don't be naive.
That would be. I'm being rude. I'm infringing on their lifestyle.
It's true. You're kink shaming them.
I know. It's crazy how many people are probably pedophiles.
It's true. Let's count them.
No.
Yeah, you're right. We got to stop doing
We have to stop doing that. It's crazy. It is upsetting. Sometimes I'll realize how much I care about it more than anything else, and I'm like, I gotta stop.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to figure something
Because
out.
I imagine like the one dude listening to this podcast who's just like cleaning a rifle on his coffee table.
Oh yeah.
Like the kids are gone, his wife is gone. All he has is just like two old kick-ass analog speakers,
Hell yes.
and he has his phone plugged into him.
Are you describing a solitary man?
I'm describing a solitary man.
The most dangerous kind of
The
man.
most dangerous, just a Paul Schrader-ass man
Dude.
who listens to us, and we radicalize him further and further every week. And eventually, like,
That would be cool.
he's just like some dude
I
in
would love
Nebraska or something, but then suddenly he's just like, you know what? Like, he starts caring about what kind of comedy is on television. We're just like,
Yeah, we
put weird, like, priorities in him.
he's a Pizzagator who is like he's like, this fucking Nanette thing sucks. Those are the two things that he cares about.
But anyway, this is to say that at work, every day I walk a couple blocks to the Disney building and I get this horrible turkey chili that they sell in the cafeteria there. And I just sit amongst the Disney employees as if I also work for Disney.
Wait, how are you getting into Disney?
There's no security. Well, there's security at the building, but you have to go further into the lobby than I am.
Are you allowed to do this?
I don't know. I think it's a public building, but you can also like from there I've gone in the back and sat at the tables, and there's a bunch of like really scary looking satellites around.
What?
But anyway, I sit there to eat my chili in the
Okay.
Disney building. Last week I was in there, and for some reason, just like there was just a man in a Mr. Incredible suit, which looks way more upsetting than the Disney type suits based off of the 2D cartoons.
Right.
That you can kind of like conceptualize, you can wrap your head around. But when it's just like a Pixar man suit standing next to a regular man, it's very upsetting. And anyway, I just saw him sitting in a chair.
Wait, and he's not like this is not the Disney theme park, right?
No, this is like the Disney like the offices.
Why
like
are
a
they
high-rise.
making a man dress up as one of their characters at the offices?
I don't know. To then just sit. I think there's probably some kind of like photo event somewhere in the building.
Right.
But yeah. So I just saw like a spooky fake man just sitting, just dead eyes, looking nowhere in particular.
He had the helmet on?
Yeah.
Or the head on?
He had the head on.
Was he like actively doing like a photo thing? I guess like even
No,
Disney's
he was just waiting, I guess.
he wasn't eating lunch or anything?
No, that would be weird if
Right.
they made him eat the food through the Mr. Incredible head.
I guess that like Disney is so like that would be like a thing where like even at the offices is like, well, you can't break the Disney magic. Like you have to like remain fully in the suit.
I'm sure.
Oh God.
I've thought about, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, everyone here works for Disney. They're probably like, this is the office. I don't know if they're like writers or production or like what they are. But I've thought about just like sitting down at the tables with the people and kind of like as if I belong, and then seeing how into the conversation I can get.
How far you can go.
Yeah. See if I can like pitch something before I'm removed.
I knew that this was what you were gonna say because there is like in your head there's a movie where it's just like his opinion is fresh and ingenious because he's outside of the system. We didn't know how badly we needed Brendan Crick. Like,
Yeah. Like they're bringing up an idea they're working on in-house, and I throw out like an idea,
yeah.
and then eventually they're like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And then I run,
Yeah.
but I left something behind, and then I'm at work. I left like my name tag from my job there, and then I look up, and who's there? It's Mr. Incredible, and he's here to kill me.
Yeah. I thought that you were gonna say like a big cigar, like what's the guy's name? Bob Eisner, Bob Iger.
That's where it started. I was like, and then they're there to offer me a job, but then I threw in a twist at the end where instead they've come to murder me.
They sent their big fake mercenary to kill you at your desk.
Man, that would rule. Can you imagine being a child and watching Mr. Incredible kill me?
Kill a banker.
Yeah,
That's
kill a
actually
banker.
that's everyone on Twitter's wet dream. After seeing The Incredibles 2, it's just like, oh my! If Mr. Incredible, imagine Mr. Incredible smashing the patriarchy. Wouldn't it be just so?
It would be great.
It would be great.
Everyone would like it.
It would be so sick.
I'm the patriarchy.
Yeah, you're an evil banker.
It's true. Who's to say what religion I am when I'm doing this banking?
I know.
But I'm evil.
Yeah. Man, I was on the Disney tack and I lost my thought.
I wonder how far up into the building I could get. You know, because there's all of the tricks. You know, like I left my key card in my car. Can you buzz me in? It's a big company.
You've thought about this a lot.
I have.
You thought about this so much. Well, of course you have. You're already like infiltrating their cafeteria. You're eating Disney food.
Yeah.
You're going to the Disney cafeteria exclusively.
To eat this horrible chili.
I'm amazed that you don't need a card for that. Like they don't check that you work there.
Half the time the doors are hanging open.
It can't be this easy to get into Disney.
I mean, I've never tried to walk past the desk where the security.
We should try to steal animation cells from Disney.
We should.
We should try to get into the.
We should try to steal Mickey, the real one.
We should. Yeah, they've got him chained. He's in like a hyperbaric tube somewhere, just like floating in like green liquid. No, we should break into the Disney vault and collect the remaining VHS copies of Fox and the Hound, and like sell them on eBay. Dude, I always thought that was. I remember that like when I was a kid, like there are those commercials where it's like, "Oh, the Fox and the Hound is back on VHS for the next month," and then it's going back in this terrifying. They had like
in the terrifying,
terrifying vault.
You know what's bullshit? Song of the South never comes out of the vault.
In Japan, it did.
It did.
Yeah, you can buy Song of the South. Maybe only on Laserdisc, but Song of the South was available in Japan because they have no concept of why it's bad.
None
They're
at
just
all.
like, oh.
They're just like, what?
That's whenever they see any movie, they're like, oh. Oh boy. Jesus.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg in 2017, she was like accepting some award at some Disney event, and she like in her speech she demanded that they make Song of the South publicly available, which cements Whoopi Goldberg as I think my favorite person ever.
That's pretty cool.
It's great.
They should make you know how they're remaking all the classics live action.
Yes. They should.
You know where the riff's going.
Well, they should reverse where like now the only person who's a cartoon is Uncle Remus. So it's like it's a live action remake. If they have like they have got a terrible grotesque like Brer Rabbit like practical effects suit. And
It's
then
just like it's a nude man with a sign on his chest that says rabbit.
that says rabbit, and then a cartoon slave introduces each segment. Yeah, I think that would do really
think that
well
would
in like
play
the
well.
art house circuits.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I don't see any problems here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is what you need to. Now that we have this seed of an idea, you need to infiltrate the boardroom meetings.
Yeah,
you need to.
just people are sitting at the table. They're like janitors or something.
Yeah.
And I just like I walk by and I just like bump the guy's papers and I drop my papers and then I slip in my script for cartoon slave live action.
Yeah.
And then he gets back to his desk and he opens it up and his script is gone and mine is there.
I'm just imagining you like in like a giant, like you've somehow like infiltrated like
Big
a giant
raincoat.
boardroom. Well, no, like
Giant hat.
a really long table. And there's the chair at the end is like the back is turned and everyone's all like throwing ideas and you just like say that. The room goes dead silent. Smoke starts billowing out from like the chair that's turned and Bob Iger turns around and goes, who the fuck said that? And it's dead silent. And he goes, because I'm going to make that man a living god. and then you become
That'll be good.
the new Disney boy. Yeah, I had sex with this girl at her grandmother's house when I was like, her grandmother wasn't there. I should clarify that the house was empty. But her grandmother had this like big collection of dolls, like in like this big like wooden cabinet with like glass you could see, and they were these really old dolls. And the third shelf was nothing but little Sambo dolls. So like, and like the whole time I'm fucking this girl, we were fucking on the carpet, and the whole time I'm fucking this girl, I'm just looking at the most, just 10 of the most racist faces I've ever seen, just like
Jesus
smiling
Christ.
back at me. Oh my god, dude! I lasted a very long time. Those dolls were my boys in that moment. They kept me from busting.
Damn. Would you care to do an impression of them encouraging you?
No, I would not care to do that. Don't put that to me. What's wrong with you?
Well, I was about to do it, and then I was like,
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I
no.
wonder if I could get Nick to do it
Nah,
instead.
you do it. The way they talk. I mean, I broke up with a girl doing a racist black voice. Have I told that story?
No,
Oh
please
my god,
do.
it's so good, dude. I was dating this girl. This was like recently, and I feel bad telling the story, but it's whatever. And she was a little nutty. I don't want to tell too much about her, but basically, I started to realize pretty quickly that like this might be a very volatile relationship. So we were Stranger Things season 2 had just come out, and we were just like watching we were like binging the whole thing at her house. And by the third episode, the title was coming up, and I started going, Stranger Things.
Oh, that kind of voice.
I go, oh, Stranger. Oh, yeah, I have seen some Stranger Things. Me been on Tumblr. Me seen a whole photo album of women with Steve Buscemi eyes. Me have seen some Stranger Things. Like that. And she goes, and she just turns to me with the iciest look that I've ever gotten from a woman. And she goes, can you please not do that horrible racist voice while you're under my roof? And I've been trying to get out of the relationship for like a week, and I was like kind of taken aback, and then 2 minutes later I was like, this is my out. I'm like this is how I can be the bad guy. She won't be mad at me. My car's not going to get keyed, and so I just like I was like, what you mean? I just started going, you mean this voice? I just commenting on the Stranger Things. Like I did that for another 30 minutes until like finally she got up and went to the kitchen and then like sort of motioned towards the door, and I just walked out of her house, and I haven't spoken to her since.
Damn, dude.
It's the one time.
That's a fucking cheat code.
It was a total cheat code. It's the one time that racism has positively affected two people's lives.
Damn. Doesn't this room look bad? This room looks like the inside of my brain, doesn't it?
It looks bad. Yeah, you have so many, like, you're not throwing the soda cans are just collected. There is an order to them.
Well, first of all, I'm proud to say that none of these cans contain anything but soda, which is really speaking to my mental well-being.
What is, you just mean that you're not drinking alcohol?
No, I mean that they're not full of piss.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
There have been times.
That's such a weird bar.
Look, I don't have any piss in my room. That's what I tell girls when they come over.
There's no piss in here.
And in here is where I do not ever piss.
I remember.
I've pissed in here before, but not often.
You've pissed in here before?
Yeah, into like a Gatorade bottle or something.
Why?
Because
Brendan, the bathroom is 2 feet away from you.
you've never like woken up and been like, if I see lights, I will wake up fully. But if I just loosen up this Gatorade, piss in there, a Gatorade, that's a girthy hole, you know?
Not that you need it.
Gatorade, look at a Gatorade bottle. That's a thirsty bottle.
That is not
That
normal.
bottle wants to be filled up.
Stop. You don't get to do this. That's so abnormal.
Nah, this is just dude stuff, man. What are you, some kind of chick? You don't fucking piss in bottles like me and my bros? You don't fucking sit here and listen to a baseball game on the radio and just piss?
You don't even need to be homeless. You don't. I take a lot of shit for
I
take a
am-
lot of shit for being homeless at one point in my life, but you live you live so comfortably and you're still just doing like psychotic bum things.
I am the perfect boy with the golden brain. This is what everyone says.
You are that is insane. How often are you doing that? Are you pissing in your room?
Once every couple months.
No, it shouldn't be that much even.
That's not that much.
I mean, it should be 0.
Someone's going to tweet in and back me up on that not being that much. And also, I've never spilled it in this house, which is not true of all the houses I've lived in.
Please tweet at us and let us and give us.
That
Please
was back
back
in
me
the
up.
that was back in the drinking days, though. You know.
Yeah, well, no.
I told
when you were
the story-
drinking, you used to just like shit onto your shirts.
Yeah, well, I told that story on here, but also, sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I would have no idea where I was. Just wake up. It's the night. Terror.
Yeah.
And I would realize I have to pee. I'd grab a bottle, start peeing in the bottle. Oh no, the bottle's full.
Right.
Let me try to get the other bottle, but that. What? Oh, I remember why this would happen. It would be because I would pick up a bottle, not realize that I had already woken up and pissed in it, so it would be mostly full, and then I would go to piss in it, and it would just spill over, and I would have to quick switch to a different.
Here's my question: why are these bottles lasting into the next night? Why are you pissing into bottles and then leaving?
Well, because Nick, I'm neglecting myself.
Yeah, okay. I don't. It just seems like I don't like having
Nick,
bottles.
you are the only other person, the only other living thing that enters this room.
I know, but I don't even like when bottles are full of liquid that's not my piss. Right? I'm like, that's a hazard. I have to make sure that these bottles are empty.
Well, most of them would have the caps on them.
Okay, that's somehow is worse. It somehow is worse to seal your piss.
Because you sealed on tight, thinking, I'm never going to piss in here again. And then you find yourself pissing in there again, so you unscrew it, and by then you're pissed. Some kind of chemical reaction has happened, where you open it and it sounds like a brisk,
I think you're just a creature of it, because you've talked about you used to pee in bottles because you didn't want your family to know that you were drinking, right?
Yeah.
So I think that when you just start doing something, your brain is like, well, I have a ritual now.
I do like rituals.
But look at what your rituals are.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you're gonna summon some shit with these rituals.
Okay, well, first of all, this is not a ritual. I have not peed in here in a long time. It's probably been 3 months, I would say, at least. Perhaps more.
You shouldn't be peeing in this house. You should not be peeing in this house anywhere that's not a toilet. You are 27 years old.
I'm not sure if I agree.
I mean, okay, take it up with the other people who live here.
Oh no, don't tell them.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell them, but you might have an inkling that you shouldn't be doing that. Had you not considered that?
No, I've never told anyone about it before.
Of course not. Because you know that it's bad.
Yeah.
The only thing that I was going to say that I relate to in your story is I understand waking up and not knowing where you are. It happens to me. Into the Winter Soldier, and you just hunt down everyone who's wronged you.
Yeah, looking back on it, this was an incredibly strange thing to just I just found a therapist on this website that refers therapists.
Well, there's your fucking first. What? You just Craigslisted a therapist?
Yeah, Craigslisted
You
a
backpaged
therapist.
a fucking therapist, dude.
And I found one that just reading something in the description. I gotta go back and read what the description was that appealed to me.
Right.
But I was reading the description. There was definitely something weird and dark in there that I was like, oh, that sounds probably unconsciously. I was like, all right, that's for me. So I go, and I'm looking around the address. I'm like, where is this? And I'm in Philadelphia, and it's just the top of the biggest building in Center City, Philadelphia.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'm probably in a row home or an office building, and I just go to the top of this high rise, and I'm just in the most expensive apartment I'll ever be in. And just looking out over the city, and he's just sitting there. I go in, just the place smells.
You're a fucking idiot.
I'm constantly
You are so stupid,
befriending supervillains because I'm too dumb.
He was fucking You were his toy. Most certain. Like you become so when you're that absurdly wealthy, you're just like, I'd like to ruin a boy's brain. That's my new game. It's like 4K TV isn't enough for me anymore. I have to like permanently alter the trajectory of these young man's life.
Man, how do I not see how fucking weird my life
That's
is
so
until later?
fucking weird.
The other weird thing is that okay, he had one of those. What's the dog that looks exactly like a wolf?
What, a husky?
A husky.
Yeah.
So like I'm seeking out this guy because I'm like manic and I'm depressed and I am not sure everything I'm perceiving is real. And I go to this. So I find this weird ad. I follow the directions. I go to this crazy expensive office building, and I'm at the top floor. And I get out of the elevator and I look down the hallway, and there is a wolf. There's just a wolf standing there in the hallway, and it like goes back to the last door, and I like keep walking, and he just
The wolf fucking led you to the door?
the wolf led me to
The
the door.
wolf led you to the door?
I guess he just lets it.
You're fucking spirit walking into this fucking therapist's office?
This is the guy. So the wolf leads me in, and I walk in, and the wolf.
Sorry, we don't have a doorbell. We just have Indian magic.
I guess this dude, and also, how confident are you that nothing will ever be taken from you? That when you're expecting company, you just leave the door open.
Dude,
He just leaves.
you're describing, like, if I was in this situation, I would be so viscerally freaked out. Because it's like directed. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is a scene from like Mulholland Drive or something.
Yeah. So I walk in there. The wolf dog is sleeping on like a very expensive bed, and he just says like I'll be with you in a moment. Go into the next room. So I go into the next room, and it's like very cozy and weird, and it kind of like draws you in and makes you kind of forget where you are. And he comes back and he sits down, and he's asking me, he's like, so what's troubling you? What brings you here? And I didn't want to get into like all the shit, so I was like,
Right.
I'm 2 years sober and I'm tempted to drink again. I wanted to talk about that. And he just pauses and he goes like, I believe in therapy that I should have some skin in the game too. I was never addicted to cocaine, but I used it for 20 years.
That's
It's
not,
like,
dude, your therapist is supposed to have no skin in the game. He's supposed to be like
No skin in the
he's
game.
supposed to be an objective party for you to like. You didn't see a therapist. I hate to break it to you.
I've never seen
You
it.
have never in your life seen a therapist.
I have no idea what therapy is.
What the fuck? Oh my god, dude! I should have some as your therapist. I should have some skin in the game too. No,
That doesn't sound
that
right.
makes no sense at all. It's like a therapist saying, "Look, you go down, I go down. We're in this fucking together, dude. I've got dirt on you, you've got dirt on me. Like, what the fuck?
What are you, a fucking rat?
Yeah.
I killed a man in 1980 with my car. Your move, bitch.
Oh, that's bad.
Also, this guy, he fucked up his bookkeeping. So like I moved here, and then he called me to tell him I like owed him more money. So I had to like write, because I have honor. I like wrote a check and mailed it to him
What? Why'd you do that?
because I owed him, I guess.
No, you didn't. You technically owed him nothing because you didn't experience
Because
therapy. At any point, did he provide you with a useful service?
At no point did I experience therapy.
At no point. At no point were you in therapy.
I went to a rich man's house and
Basically,
had my brain tinkered with
a
by a villain.
frighteningly rich man made you pay him to make your brain worse. Oh yeah, Live Leak is a fucking mess.
Yeah, we should start putting out content on Live Leak.
I mean, like comics put out videos on Pornhub. We could do it on Live Leak. Not all Live Leak videos are graphic.
Yeah.
There's a whole section that's just like G-rated, like puppy stuff.
Mm-hmm. I want ours to be like, I want a live stream of this podcast. Like someday we'll do video stuff, and then I want that streamed, and then the recommended videos are like ISIS beheadings and shit. Fucking Indian guy on a train touching the electric cable.
Those videos are
Yeah,
crazy.
Women shitting compilation.
That's right. We watched when you first visited me in LA. I was like, yeah, we gotta fucking pull up Live Leak.
I hadn't seen you in like 3 years. I just get off.
And we just pull up this low res compilation of women shitting and pissing, and for some reason the music it set to is just like Jimi Hendrix, like all along the watchtower. All along the watchtower. It's just a girl
Says
just,
the
like,
Joker to the thief.
and a girl's just like shitting into a puddle. It's
Yes.
so-
And then we realized, we're like, why does it sound so shitty? We realized that it was literally the dude who edited it in Windows Movie Maker held a microphone up to a record.
yes, he was holding a microphone like up to the speaker.
It was just one side of like the Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, that's right.
experience.
Because it was many Jimi Hendrix songs in a row. It wasn't just all along the watchtower. It like went into the next. Oh my god. And that
Man, that guy's got to be so cool.
it is either like like a confused old pervert who's like earnestly like this is what I
Yeah.
mean, or it's
It's like, well,
someone-
how do I get the music onto the computer?
Right, I just want my two favorite things together.
Yeah.
Or it was like someone who's so funny. There's truly no way to know.
It's true. Very impossible to tell. Yeah, that was a nice moment. I remember because
Dude, that was great.
I hadn't seen you in years, and the last time I had seen you, we were both nice, liberal, polite-minded East Coast boys, and then I remember getting out of the Uber, and I was kind of like sizing each other up, like. Did this guy turn into a piece of shit
Yeah,
too?
we were trying to figure out how Republican we'd have gotten. Which here's the thing. Since then, that was me. I was like going crazy because I like, just moved to LA. I was
Well,
like,
I mean, before Trump got in office, it was pretty easy to trick yourself into thinking you were a Republican.
oh yeah. Before you're right. It was pre-Trump election, and like it was all this shit where it's just like. You know, I was like, I can't believe they canceled world peace, all this shit, and then of course Trump becomes president. You're like, whoa, all right, hey, wait a minute, this was supposed to be like a funny joke.
It would be great. Wait,
I don't know if we can. I don't think we should be releasing this episode.
I don't think Sunyi
it would be
talks like
better
that.
if Woody on his deathbed.
Why would that be?
That's right. Sunyi is not. She's not Chinese.
Yeah.
She's American, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole reason people are mad is because they think she's his daughter. So it'd be weird if Woody Allen raised his daughter with a Chinese accent.
speak with a
somehow.
Chinese
Yeah,
He's like,
I
"Oh,
like
well."
it.
I only speak in a Chinese accent around her. That way people will think she's adopted.
It would be great. I think that the genius move is for Woody Allen on his deathbed to Me Too Soon Yi.
I never wanted it. I never.
She Louie'd me. She walked up in front of me and masturbated.
It'd be great if like Louis was just like a timeless thing. Like you read some newspaper article from like the 80s. It's like Woody Allen, Louis C.K.
You're like, huh? I wonder what that's gonna mean.
Louis read that in the paper. Was like, this is a good idea.
That's why he changed his last name.
Yeah.
Fucking Selesky. or whatever.
Selesky, yeah.
Yeah. There's this dude who comes in my job with Louis' real last name.
Szyselsky.
Yeah, and he's like an old dude with red hair. And I every day I want to ask him like, "Are you fucking Louis C.K.'s brother?"
You know.
Fucking tell me.
Yeah,
wow.
that would be so cool.
He's like, I'm not his fucking cunt brother. Okay, stop asking me.
Yeah.
The thing is, my brother, he's shitty. I don't know what to do with him. He's fucking-
You can't just be my brother. You can't. You can't do it. I'd love to be its brother. That would be great.
That's the thing. Things just don't happen that way. But
No.
I love my daughters. I love my fucking daughters.
Yeah, I have two daughters.
It just
And they're
is
fucking
Louis.
shitty.
It's just Louis in the worst disguise ever, just
Yeah.
changing his first name.
I'll pretend to be my brother.
My name is Louis.
My daughters I have two daughters. They have two cunts, and it's delicious. They have delicious cunts.
They do it.
Wow, we're doing
Damn,
a lot of fucking
this is a
impressions.
hot
this
cat.
episode.
Yeah.
Robbie does this.
This is
Oh.
exciting because
I have a cafe
I have
Americana.
a,
I'm ready to go. I'm going to go through every Me Too'd celebrity.
I have a confession to make to you, Robbie. 'cause,
Yeah.
we've never met until today.
Yeah.
For the listener, Robbie and I have been in the same group chat for a year.
A year now. Yeah.
And we've never met until today. And Robbie will very often send you'll send voice memos to us of
Yeah.
you doing impressions.
Yeah.
And I've never once listened to one of them.
Why they're so good. They're so
So now
good.
I'm like, oh, this guy's good at impressions.
No, Tony Soprano mad about the pizza outfit is one of the funniest things.
What was the pizza outfit?
Yeah, my culture is not your fucking.
Oh, yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I see all these guys at Halloween. They're dressing up in the pizza outfit. My culture is not your fucking costume.
If I see you dress up as a pizza man again, I'm gonna fucking blog about it.
Look at Luigi. It's just fucking dancing up there. It's an insult to my culture.
Woke Tony Soprano. Is so
Yeah, I'm freelance for Jezebel. Yeah, Jezebel, babe.net.
all the shit you were doing were. It's not. You might have, but it's not ringing a bell for me.
The okay, so in Lancaster, I'm on this OkCupid date, and we're walking back to the girl's house, and she says to me, "Hey, real quick, before we get back there, there's this dude in my apartment, but it's cool." And I'm like,
What?
"Yeah," I'm like, the dude in your like your roommate?" And she's like, "No," and just kept like so confident. I'm like, I guess I can't ask any more questions about this. So we get to.
Of course you can.
Of course I can. So
Now you know that.
now I know. So we get to her house, and this was like one of those dates where like I was convinced I was bombing the whole time, and then the girl's like, "Do you want to go back to my place?"
That's all, dude. And here's the thing: you, under normal circumstances, you would be
Yeah,
right. That's the biggest sign of a red flag is like when you're just you the date sucks
Uh-huh.
and she's still like, all right, well, we have to fuck because that's how dates end.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
And then afterwards, I'm always like, "I think this is my special lady." I'm just
there's nothing sadder than realizing that like
this girl just like was going to fuck whoever,
showed up. Yeah,
whoever walked through that door.
you think that there's like a special. It's a painful thing to be like, oh yeah, we're both like kind of like weird and like we have like energies that match together. It's like no, it literally doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
'Cause I think the problem is that like it's like their weirdness that they're not hiding syncs up with the weirdness that you know is inside yourself. But everyone else is also weird. They're just hiding it.
Right,
So then
you're
you're like,
well-adjusted.
wow, we're soulmates. She's just like me. It's like, no, other people are just like you. They're just not like that on the first
wow,
date.
that's a great way of articulating it.
I think I just figured it out now.
That's exactly what is happening. Where it's such a delusional thing to be like nobody's as weird as I am. It's like yeah, we all have that shit. It's just like part of being an adult is modulating and hiding it.
It's true. So we get back to her door, and she opens the door, and I see in a chair, like right next to the door, these cold human hands.
Oh my god.
And she opens the door further, and I see the most realistic mannequin I've ever seen in my entire life sitting in the chair. Like, no legs, though.
Oh my god.
Just a legless mannequin
Holy
that
fuck,
looks
dude.
so much like a real man. And I immediately think, I'm like, is this the dude she meant is in her apartment? Like, does she think this is a real person? And then I turn, and there's just this dude standing in the middle. It's like a studio apartment.
Oh my, it's like a jump scare.
Yeah. So I turn,
Oh
and
my
there's this dude
God.
just standing in the middle of the room. The TV isn't on. He doesn't have his phone out. He's just standing there.
Had he just remained there? What like
He was just there. And
Brendan? Every story is crazier than the last.
I thought I told you about this.
No, I wouldn't believe this. This is like something out of a fucking David Lynch movie. Like, this is crazy.
It's not even over.
Oh my god. Yeah, and then I turned and I met the man in the room. That's
And the dude is just looking down at like a weird angle. And
very David Lynch.
Yeah, and I look and I look at him, I'm like, "Hey man." And he's like, "Oh, hey." And then he just goes back to looking.
So I'm like, all right, that's weird. So she brings me, and
Are
we.
you sure you're not on like a video somewhere?
I don't know. That's one. I've
She
thought of-
definitely like screened this at like a fucking art installation. So she like.
That's one of the explanations because I've puzzled this over this so many times and talked to so many people about it that people are like, "Do you think this was like a cuck thing of like the dude or something?" So we sit on the couch, and that dude like walks through a door into another room,
Yeah.
and I lose track of him at this point because like now we're talking. Eventually, I start to get weird vibes.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Eventually.
yeah, I should have much quicker. Eventually, I get weird enough vibes to make me not want to fuck.
Right.
So I'd say
Good
to
for
her-
you.
So I'm like, hey, it's getting really late and I need to work in the morning, so I should probably go. And then she just like visibly panics and starts making out with me.
Oh my god.
And so we're making out on the couch, and then she goes, "Here, let's go to my bed." And we walk through the same door he went through, but I
No.
go in there and the room's empty now. So I don't know where he is.
This is fucking terrifying. This is the scary. I'm like getting chills listening to this story. It's terrifying.
So we we have sex, and then then that ends, and I leave, and I walk out, and then I realize like there was nowhere for that guy to go.
He was in the closet for sure.
He was in the closet. He was under the bed. I don't know.
If he was under the bed, that's worse. That's so creepy.
Yeah. But then this was back when like everyone.
This might be one of the craziest stories you've ever told.
Good. I will tell you though that camping alone didn't go how I planned.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I feel like you keep not announcing these camping trips. You just keep like deciding to go camping. Then you're like walking out the door and everyone's like, "Brendan, where are you going?" You're like, "The woods for days."
The woods forever.
The woods for many days.
But yeah, so here's the plan. I pack up my car with all my camping equipment, and I go to work, and then I'm at my desk and I realize like, oh, I have a gun in my car, not like a real gun,
Yeah, but like that.
like a CO2 gun,
Right.
But I'm just like at my desk and I'm like, ooh, that I'm not supposed to have that here.
Are you in like a structure? Oh, you're just in the lot.
Yeah, well, I'm in the basement like parking lot, so technically I've brought a gun into the building of my job.
No one's gonna find that out.
No
though.
one will find it out. Well, I mean, some people listen to the podcast. Oh well.
That's really.
So I won't do that again.
Even-
and no one can prove I did it once.
It is so funny. Like it's like the cops. Now that you've remembered that you brought a gun into work, it's a fight with your own brain not to blurt it out.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like you know how they say like when you're a kid, like they're. I don't know. For some reason, they gave us this speech post Columbine or whatever. They're like, if you come to school and you realize you accidentally brought a gun, tell a teacher.
Right. So that's so what you
Like
do.
just go to a teacher, drop the gun on the desk, say "Ollie Ollie oxen free." You're good.
I imagine Angel Brendan and Devil Brendan. Just like Angel Brendan's like, "Brendan, you brought a gun into the bank," and Devil Brendan's like, "Brendan, you brought a gun into the bank. You could do anything.
I could do anything.
You could do anything.
I could do
You
anything
could become.
once. I don't get to do it again.
You're sitting there, you're like, I could become the king of the bank if I play this right.
Yeah, you know, little pellets. Can't even like shoot off a lock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, if any soda cans try to rob the bank that day, they're fucked.
They're fucked.
They are fucked. So yeah, so I'm at work and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about this weekend I have planned, and I realize in my heart I'm like, oh, I don't want to go.
Oh, really? Why did you go?
Because I was like, well, I've decided to go, so I go, and
Brendan.
so I leave work, and people are like, "Oh, you doing anything exciting this weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm camping." And they're like, "Oh, you and your roommates?" No. Everyone just like stops asking questions. So anyway, so I drive deep into the San Gabriel Mountains, and you know I'm driving, and eventually you lose cell reception, so the music just stops because I don't have any music saved. on my phone.
Right.
And so then it's like another half hour
until I get to my destination. So I'm just driving these like big winding like James Bond movie roads.
You should never have that much time. You specifically should
Yeah.
never have that much time to think.
Oh my god. dude. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've had no access to the internet or phone calls or texts or anything for like over 24 hours.
You'll start developing some fucking ideas.
Your thoughts get loud, dude. Your thoughts get loud as fuck.
Please let me in on a couple of them. the ones that use judgment.
All right. A lot of things it's just like it's like, wow, this isn't fun at all. Maybe I'll never go back.
Wow. What? Wait a minute.
I don't know, just a
Wait,
lot of
wait,
like,
wait,
like flipping and reframing.
Oh,
you know?
okay, I see. So
Like realizing I've made a mistake. I should have brought friends or
yeah.
something. Well, first of all, the main mistake. I think it could have been all right, except that I vastly underestimated how cold it gets on the top of mountains.
yes.
Yeah, I
Mountains are famous for having snow on top of them.
yes. So as I'm getting there, you know, I'm wearing like a hoodie.
Sure.
I start to see snow, and I'm like, oh no,
You didn't bring any like warm clothes at all?
no, because I was trying to be a minimalist.
No. But that's well, okay.
I was trying to be Bear Grylls.
You're such an interesting person.
I make such bad plans.
This is crazy.
But in my defense, this is the kind of thinking that led me to Los Angeles. Just phone call with you. Hey, Brendan, move here. Okay.
I know. Can I tell you that I feel guilty about that? A lot.
It's going fine.
I feel guilty about it a lot. Like,
When you just read my tweets and you're just
yeah,
like, ugh, he could be in school.
I really. I'm like, I might have played a hand in this a little bit.
For sure. But I'm fine with it.
I think things are gonna be good.
Yeah.
But look, just do a little research before you drive to the top of a mountain.
the top of a mountain. I mean, I did some research, which was I pulled out my weather app. I was like, okay, so the low is like 70 this weekend in Burbank. That's only an hour and a half away. I'm sure it's the same.
Brendan, do you understand how the atmosphere works?
Well, now I do. I must say that now I very much do. However, at the time, this made sense. And in a way, I think it still makes sense, even though it was wrong.
No, it doesn't.
No?
This is if you do this. Your mind is remarkable in completely all the wrong ways.
In many ways, anything could be the truth.
No.
If you really think about it, can't multiple things be true at the same time?
You know what's
That
funny?
conflict?
Can I tell
I
you
don't
something?
actually think like that.
Well, I do. I mean, I think like that about some things, but I don't condone it when you do it. Because I think you exercise poor judgment.
Well, okay, so I get there. It's extremely cold. Also, I got lost
For sure.
because
Of
you know,
course.
the GPS stops working.
Yeah.
Because you're in the mountains.
Uh-huh.
There's no cell towers because no one's supposed to be there.
It's incredible that you're here.
I
It's
just was fine.
You could have fucking like full on into the wilded where you just like didn't calculate. You went to drive back and like a tree had fallen and the water was rushing. Like
Yeah. I just full grizzly man.
yeah.
I just instantly develop autism once I'm in the woods. Just something about the woods makes you autistic. And you're like, the bears are my friends.
They love me.
They love me. And I must tell schools.
Jesus Christ.
So I get there. It's way too late. The sun has set at this point.
What time did you get to the site, would you say?
Probably like 7:30.
Okay, so wait. So yeah, that's right. Because you went after work.
Yeah.
No. you go in the beginning of the day.
This I now know.
This is so you've never been camping, have you? Like not really.
Since I was like a kid.
No judgment, but like it's just I guess it had just been a while.
Yeah, I mean, I had gone camping with my family as a child.
Right.
And this was me being like, well, it appears that I have all these innate skills, which I will now put to the test.
Right.
And it turns out I didn't.
Yeah.
However, I now have a bunch of very expensive gear. No, it's not that expensive. But
That's funny.
I don't know why that's. I know it sounds so rude, but like,
No, it's okay.
It's like something out of a. It's like
It was a silly thing to do.
It's like something out of a cartoon. Like that feels like a classic. Like I don't know where like the dad. It feels like something out of like Dexter's Lab or something, where the dad buys a bunch of expensive camping equipment, thinking that will take care of knowledge
I pretty
about
much
the
like
woods.
I Clark Griswolded myself. I
Yes.
have no family.
100%.
I'm just the goofy movie dad. Like, we're going on an adventure, and then I turn and I look in the back of my car, and
No
there's
one's
no
there.
one, no one at all. Except I have the gun. That's the
Right.
part of vacation that I did have.
You just stare lovingly at the gun.
Yeah.
Please tell me you slept next to the gun.
Oh, I slept holding the gun.
Did you really?
I'll get there.
Oh my god.
So anyway, so I get there. The sun has set, and I get out. It's very cold, and I realize like I need to get this tent set up before it gets colder. So I'm like rushing to get the tent set up. I never set the tent up before. Everyone told me to do that before you go.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I was like, well, I am a good camper, so I don't need to do that.
Yeah. So far, you've exhibited no good camper skills whatsoever.
Well, I was armed. That's a skill.
Okay. That's the one thing that you did, and even that you weren't supposed to be doing.
I was not supposed to have that in that park.
Yeah.
I didn't once throughout the weekend enter a place where I was allowed to have that.
Oh my god.
But, Second Amendment says that really they can't tell me not to have it no matter where I go,
Sure.
even schools.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so I get there. I'm rushing to set up the tent. I do, and I realize it is so cold that I have to wear all the clothes I brought with me all at once.
Oh my god.
So I put on all my clothes, and I build the fire. Building the fire goes off uneventfully. I make myself a nice steak on the fire. That's enjoyable. My nose is profusely running at this point because I'm already sick.
You just volunteered to put yourself in a potentially fatal situation.
I did.
You voluntarily just like that's insane.
And part of it, the crazy thing is I was an hour and a half from home at all times. So at any point I could have bailed.
Right.
But
Not you.
But I refused, no. Because I enter a situation that's extremely dangerous and makes me unhappy, and I say, home.
Have you talked with your therapist about this yet?
Not a whole lot.
You have to talk to you. I need to hear your therapist's take on this. on what the genesis of this.
His general take was like, obviously it would not be fun to camp alone. Why would you think that? And I was like, I thought I'd read the Bible. The only entertainment I brought with me was the Bible.
I mean, that's sure.
Yeah. So
All right, keep going.
All right. So I get the fire set up, and I decide, all right, I'm gonna smoke a nice cigar. So I smoke a cigar. I instantly feel extremely sick. I have not had nicotine in a long time, and I think part of antidepressants is that like you're not supposed to have any vices
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. So I instantly feel my mood crash and all the serotonin leave my brain. And
You're just basing. Can I tell you that you're just like basing your idea of what your life is supposed to be like off of like Norman Rockwell paintings that you've seen?
yeah.
You're like, what would an
Don't they look happy in there? Look, they're all the same race. No, I'm just kidding.
You're just like it's like you for a whole week you sit around just like, what would an esteemed man do? Just like, it takes
I
a
shall
full-
become a man of leisure.
It takes a full 7-day cycle for you to formulate the worst plan that you've ever had. And I love that it's just a blunder at every turn.
just every step goes wrong.
Horribly wrong.
Yeah.
It is, god damn. I wish that like you should live stream your life. It's so funny.
I don't know, but I would like to give myself credit here. I think a lot of it is my storytelling.
Yeah, oh no. I mean,
I can polish a damn yarn.
Brendan, of course.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, that's all
I
implied.
think if you just watched footage of this, it'd just be like, Oh God.
Yeah, but that makes me laugh.
Yes.
Like whenever I see you mid blunder, when I'm there, I try to be nice. But if you ever next time you have a blunder and I'm in the room, just look at me and you'll see me smiling.
Just a
I really enjoy it every time.
All right, so I'm in.
Right, sorry.
So I'm in all my clothes. I'm wrapped in a blanket. I decide it's I finish my meal,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not tired, but I realize, well, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You know, I tried sitting by the fire thinking my thoughts. That got dark pretty quick. That got real dark.
You're not good with. I think you're not too good just with yourself for a long period.
No,
Yeah.
not in any way.
And you went camping.
And I went camping.
Where you couldn't even really walk around.
I did some walking.
Did you do some walking?
I did some walking. So at this point, you know, I become very scared because there's lots of sounds in the woods. You can't tell exactly where any of them are coming from at any
Yeah.
given time. Sometimes there's just howling, and
Yeah.
and then even the other people are scary because you're like, oh, anyone could just kill me, probably.
Can you see other people?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
okay.
like distant campsites of other people.
That's a little better. I'm imagining you like. I'm imagining like Red Dead Redemption.
Well, honestly, I think that would have been better than like staying in a campground because I'll get to that part. But
Right.
so anyway, I go to bed. I get my my sleeping bag, which is rated. It was a Walmart sleeping bag rated for 50-degree lows. It is mid 30s, maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe low 40s. Extremely cold.
Mm-hmm.
I lay there and I am so cold and my nose is snotting, and I I become very scared that someone's going to kill me.
Yeah.
So I have my axe in there with me.
You become wait. Why are you scared of that?
Just because there's people around. I realize that like there's no real police.
But this
like,
it's a civilized campsite, right? It's like
yeah, but I mean still.
What do
like,
you? Let me ask you.
you're
What do you think that you have that they want?
I don't know.
Brendan.
My pussy. They want my sweet pussy. They want to fuck my little pussy in my tent.
You're like you have like paranoia.
Well, I think it's been established after 36 episodes or whatever
I
that
didn't-
I have an anxiety disorder.
No. I know that you have I know that you have anxiety, but I didn't realize you had like paranoia that like people.
Well,
are,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I have paranoia in the woods at night. Like,
I guess. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
like people don't like. Anyway, I understand. Yeah, I think that more that I can understand why you would have these irrational thoughts when you've just wandered into an inhospitable environment without the prop. Like I feel like I just compounded on top of everything else up to that point.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
yeah. Yeah, so I contemplated, can I shoot my gun for warmth?
Okay. Well,
No,
what? Excuse me.
I'm just kidding. That was a bit.
That's funny.
So I lay there, and I eventually fall asleep for like an hour. It's so hard to fall asleep because I'm so scared. People are being so loud, and it's so cold.
What are they being loud about?
They're just playing music and
And they're gonna.
hooting and hollering.
Those people are gonna come kill you.
Perhaps.
You're hilarious. you're afraid of like beatniks, basically like that. You're like,
It was not beatniks.
no, but I just mean like you're like you hear people playing music and having a good time, and you're like they probably want to kill me and take my gold. Like, that's,
Look, being afraid of other people you don't know in the woods at night is natural.
they're playing music. That's an inviting activity.
Who knows? Who
Okay.
knows?
All right.
So I wake up, and I think about driving home immediately. I'm so cold and sick.
I mean, at this point, for as cold as you are, your car has heat in it.
Yeah, so I get out. I sit in my car. I turn it on. I run the heat until the sun rises.
I've done that.
And
I know all about that.
yeah.
You have to be
See,
careful.
you're mad at me because basically I picked homeless. I decided to be homeless for a week.
You decided to be homeless.
Not a week, a weekend.
but just with a Vista.
yeah. Also,
You have to be careful when you run heat, just for future reference, because you can gas yourself to death.
Huh.
You'll breathe in fumes through the AC if you just idle for a long time with your windows up. It's not good to do. Someone explained that to me because when I would fall asleep in my car with the heat on in the Planet Fitness parking lot, I would notice that like when I would wake up, I would feel really strange. It's because I was breathing toxic fumes.
Because you were doing inhalants all night.
Yeah.
Sick. So I wake up and I come outside. Or no, I was in my car and I get out and I decide, all right, I'll go for a nice hike.
Yeah.
And I look around and all I see is like families, big groups of people having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel so alone.
The people who are gonna kill you.
Not the people. Yeah, well, them too there.
Okay.
But so I'm looking around, and I just get so sad, and I decide, all right, I'm just gonna go for a hike, and I'm not gonna think about it. It's gonna be all fine. So I go for a hike, and again, I have no stimulus. It's just me hiking,
Mm-hmm.
and I immediately get lost because the map was unclear.
Okay.
But I projected myself. I went to the ranger station.
Yeah.
And I said I asked the guy where I should go hiking, and he looked me up and down. I had a hiking stick, and I had a nice hat on, and he said, "Well, you look like you got all your gear. You must be pretty experienced." So I put off that vibe, which was good. I have no idea what I'm doing in the
Right.
woods. But he's like, take this up this way. If you want, you can stay there for the like. He's giving me plans of like where I leave my campsite, hike, camp there, come back, like very
Yeah.
high level. And he's like, yeah, and you'll get to the snow there, but you'll be fine. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm just going. So
Why didn't you stop him and say that's not what? Maybe I want something not as crazy.
I don't know. It was the first time that I'd talked to anyone in like 12 hours or whatever.
Right.
Like it was my first conversation all day. So
Right.
it wasn't. I gotta warm up. I gotta warm up the pipes. I can't just wake up and interact.
This is so interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I go on this hike, and I get lost, and what I planned on being like a nice little 1 hour hike became the entire day. Became the entire day of me getting like off the path, and at one point I was on some sort of path that hadn't been maintained in a super long time. So I'm like, it's becoming a Naughty Dog game. Where I gotta hold down triangle and lift up the big log while the cutscene loads.
You're looking for things with yellow outlines so that you know you can climb on them.
Yeah. There's a lot of climbing and danger. At one point, I came across like another campground that had just been abandoned. That was like not on the map, and like the roofs were caved in of the bathrooms and shit. And
Can I tell you, you're not gonna like what I tell you, but I think that you need adult supervision. I really do.
yeah. Also, like it all sucked because I guess I didn't consider like one, it's not summer,
Yeah.
so
Not yet.
it's ugly.
Yeah.
And these fucking Southern California coniferous trees fucking suck to look at.
Yeah.
I want a big oak. I want a damn maple. You know?
Next, Brendan.
How about a redwood?
Next time you're gonna go camping,
Mm-hmm.
give me and other people like 3 weeks notice so that I can like take off work or
Mhm.
something. Why don't we go to Joshua Tree? I think you'll
That would be
really,
great.
I think you'll really like Joshua Tree.
Let's do that.
Joshua Tree is great because it costs like $25 to camp there for a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
You'll meet all the camps. Last time when I was there with Marie last summer, we met this guy next to us had a big camper and a dog. He had a little dog.
Ooh,
Like you.
like
you love
me.
those little dogs.
I love little dogs because in many ways they are my brothers.
We hung out with him until 2 a.m. and he showed us all the constellations.
That sounds great.
Doesn't it sound great? We weren't in the snow fighting for our lives. You were really banking on that cigar.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
cigar was gonna be.
And then the cigar just threw me into a spiral. I gave Jason the other cigar. I don't think I smoke cigars anymore.
I do feel like many of the things that you purchase many of the plans that you make for yourself, you're like, people like this. Like you don't
not unfair.
you don't take into account whether or not you'll like it. You're just like, well, I need to start accruing things that people like so that I too. can
just-
join them.
I just panic, and this is a neuroses that my father has continually done throughout my entire life, and I always just thought he was some kind of fat old retard. Like, why would you ever do that?
Can I
But,
tell you that both can be true?
Yeah. But, my father, growing up, he would always, like, randomly have a hobby for, like, 1 week. Like, I remember one time he's like, I do stained glass now. What? And he, like, bought all these kits and stuff, and he never did it.
You can tell because he used the inside baseball terminology of "I do stained glass."
Yeah. Is there a word for
Like
it?
I have no idea, but I would imagine that people who
Yeah.
what do you even?
I'm a moped guy now.
Yeah, I'm a
that was my dad's thing. My dad is a he looks great now. Then morbidly obese man riding around on a moped in a sweatsuit that is not a sweatsuit. It's a light gray hoodie with a slightly different light gray sweatpants. My dad riding around town on his moped like a Frenchman or perhaps an Italian.
but just in fucking Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Just in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
He's just hoping that women, like mothers, will be with their children. Like, look, honey, a learned man. What continent are you from? Can I tell you that your jeans are a raw deal?
Yeah, my jeans aren't good. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Let's
keep
see.
interrupting. I
no,
keep
no,
interrupting.
it's fine.
your,
Let's see. So I got all my physical. Let's see. So for my father, I got propensity towards obesity.
Mhm.
I got bad knees.
Mhm.
Arthritis is coming. Bad vision.
Yeah,
Alcoholism.
right.
Dim-wittedness.
It's incredible that you're not just like falling, that it's all
Autism.
staying together.
Yeah. Inability to connect with people on a sincere emotional level.
Yeah,
Bad communication skills.
yeah.
For my mom, let's see, I'm short. Anxiety and depression, which she
Mhm.
did not tell me about until.
You want?
So anyway, so I get lost in the woods. So I'm lost in the woods for so many hours. My knee hurts so much. I have a bad knee now. Have I told you that?
From that or like?
Not from that. From everything I do becomes drinking immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember when the gym was drinking like 6 months ago?
You did that doing squats?
Not squats, I don't think. I think it was treadmill. I would cuz I can't do anything in moderation.
Right.
So I was just like, "Oh yeah, I guess I run full sprint on the treadmill hour every day."
No.
I thought you could do that.
I mean, some people can. Full sprint?
Full sprint.
Not the whole time.
Not the whole time.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
okay,
But
yeah.
it's pretty heavy. You got to run cuz then you leave all your problems back there.
Sure.
Yeah.
You bet. You're literally you're on a treadmill. You're
Yeah.
literally in one place. Your problems are lockstep with you the whole time.
No, but metaphorically they're back there
Okay.
because you're advancing.
Right. Was it one of those treadmills where there's like a virtual landscape that you're following?
No, I was at Planet Fitness, so it was pretty much just Fox News.
I mean, that's also good.
Yeah,
That'll get you fired up.
that'll get you fired up. Yeah, there were a lot of times I would go to the gym. They'd be playing like Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
I would be listening to the Taxi Driver soundtrack. And or not always
let me
that.
tell
But
you something.
I like running to jazz.
I know, but the Taxi Driver soundtrack, not an energizing soundtrack. Very brooding soundtrack.
No, it doesn't get you hype, but it makes you go the distance.
I guess I could see that.
It really zones you in. Where was I? I was in the woods.
Right. Yeah. You have bad knee. Right.
It was a bad knee. I realize I'm way further than I meant to be. Take a couple wrong turns, heading down some trails that are not on the map. Perhaps there's a reason, judging by all the climbing
Right.
and scraping myself, and so I got very sunburnt because I was in the sun so much longer than I planned. So my arms are peeling.
Yeah, I
off.
saw that. I was going to ask what that was.
Oh yeah, that's sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally, I get to the lake, and I go and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna walk to the lake, and it's gonna be the view's gonna make it all worth it. And I get there, and it's fucking dried up, fucking dead
Oh
fish. and
my
shit.
god.
I'm just standing there in a crater.
You're just looking at it like, oh, this is my life.
Yeah, Christ.
Brendan, if I wish you.
Let's go to Joshua Tree.
You know, Joshua Tree is great. You go there, you see the bighorn sheep, you climb on the rocks, and then at night you drive a mile into town and you go to the restaurant called Pappy and Harriet's, where there are all these like hot, like just like weathered bartenders, girl bartenders, and country bands play. And at 3 p.m. they do a fake shootout in a corral. And there's
I'm in.
and there's muscle cars parked in front of the whole thing.
I'm on board.
And you went to the snow. You went to the top of a mountain.
I went to the top of a damn mountain because I thought I would learn a little bit about myself and God.
I mean, I think you did. I will say
yeah.
that sounds like that was achieved.
You know what? You're right. In many ways, this was a success.
Oh, you meant to do that,
Yeah, that was the plan.
right?
I
I mean, in many, what you did is like you almost practiced like self-flagellism, where like you ever hear about like I think it was Pope John Paul II, who was a beast.
Yeah.
He would like whip himself and then lay on a cold marble floor to know Christ's pain.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
That's what you did.
By the way, you have a nice cold-looking floor here.
It's very cold. There used to be more carpets on it, but yeah, this house gets freezing at night.
Oh, so I final detail
Yeah.
of this. So I decide I'm not going to spend the second night. I'm just going to go home because my knee is all fucked up. I'm in intense pain.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's no serotonin in my brain. I am very sad, and I'm packing up my stuff. And this couple, they pull up behind me, and the guy gets out, and he's like, "Are you packing up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it'll be like 10 minutes." And he's like, "Oh, I'll help you pack up." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's nice, sure."
Yeah.
So the guy, he walks around my car, and he looks into the campsite. And he goes, "Are you alone?"
Oh my God.
Because it's just me. And I'm like, yeah. And he looks at his wife, and she like looks back at him, and I think she shook her head. I don't know. But he just got back in the car with her. He didn't help me. So now I'm packing up, and I feel pressure to do it fast.
Oh my God.
as they're just
dude.
like sitting there, like looking through the windshield at me. And I'm
deciding whether or not to call the police. Just like, yeah, there's a visibly unhinged man here.
Mhm. There's an unhinged man. I've gone full like you know how I love outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have my hat, I have my bandana around my neck.
Yeah. They
wearing-
thought he assessed the
wearing a
situation.
tucked in flannel, knife on my belt.
That guy was like, I'm gonna get Zodiac'd if I give this guy. That's not good, dude.
No, perhaps not.
There's no perhaps.
Yeah.
What exciting has happened in your life, Rabbit?
My whole life,
Yeah,
moving to LA was pretty exciting.
it's a huge one.
I also liked moving to Austin.
Yeah, you got a lot of you have a lot of nice memories that you can look back and revisit here at the end of your life.
Moving to a whole new city and then not doing
Yeah.
anything different.
Any lost loves?
A few lost loves. Oh, we're getting into
You were
that.
telling us about this before. I definitely want to.
I was wondering how we were gonna get into that.
Wow, we just got into it.
Well, where do I start?
Would you say that you have? Would you say that?
Would you say that of people who have seen your dick, more of them are alive or dead?
Well, I would say that
Definitely more of them are alive.
most of them
that
are alive,
sounds-
but there seems to be
It sounds like
curse
he's. It
with
sounds.
my dick. Where-
You say of people who have seen you. It sounds like he's killing them for having caught a glimpse of his dick.
Yeah. He's bathing under like a waterfall. And they come out of the trees and they see him.
Here's the thing,
And he just remembers their face.
So there seems to be like girls that I have slept with. a lot of them have died in their early 20s, very young, and
You have a cursed penis. Like La Llorona.
yeah, I have a cursed penis. I'm not good at segueing into this, but 6 or maybe even more that I don't know about girls that I've slept with are in the ground. And they're
What are the causes?
and it's usually car accidents. Last year it was.
My face.
I don't know how to talk.
No, you're doing such a good job.
I'm making it seem like such a
had two in a-
nuisance. Like
You had 2 in 1 year.
2 last year, and they were both motorcycle accidents.
Did they crash their motorcycles into each other?
Yes. They crashed into each other, and then there was one girl.
Oh my god, dude.
This gothic stripper from Kansas who she was dead for 15 minutes, but they brought her back. So she's still a part of the curse because she died.
Right.
And they brought
Yeah,
her
yeah.
back, and now she's all.
She's the person in Final Destination where she makes it skip them. She's like, I figured out how to beat it.
Yeah, except she's all fucked up. So it's gonna be much easier to kill her the second time around. 'Cause she can't really maneuver around.
Oh yeah, I guess you're not. I guess you're really
can't
not
dodge
supposed
those
to be
steel
dead
beams.
for long.
You should not be dead for too long.
15 minutes is a
15
long time to not be alive, in my opinion.
Be so funny.
I've been alive my whole life.
be so funny. She's like in a rehabilitation center somewhere, and they're just like she draws the same thing every day. It's just a perfect outline of your penis. She's plastered the walls in like purple crayon. It's Robert's dick.
But yeah, it's been a thing for a while, and they're always
It's like the ring, dude.
yeah.
It's like the cock ring.
Yeah, it's like the cock ring.
What a nice story.
But it's tragic because they're always like 22 or something.
They're
Look, these are
they're-
girls from years
They're
ago. When I was
always
younger.
22.
These are girls from like years ago.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Except
Wait,
you just
how
had
old were
one.
they then? Never mind.
Never mind.
The
Look,
curse has been around for like 10
For
years.
10
Okay,
years.
so the 20. It started when I was, you know, all right.
who do you
And
think
then
passed?
there are a couple there, but they're illegal.
Right.
Yeah.
No, they're all legal.
Like the last couple who died.
Of course.
But when we did the thing, you know, when I fucked them, it was legal.
Right. For sure.
For sure.
Do you know who do you think passed the curse onto your dick?
Yeah. Did a dead man
God,
suck
when did
your
it start?
dick?
Who was the first one?
Did you jack off with a monkey's paw?
Maybe.
Rock the G, see a lady make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up portfolio showing growth. Fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self suck. Oh fuck, I busted already. I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady. Now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just